Welcome in, everybody, to CSG Drift Season 4, Round 5, qualifying here tonight. Getting right into it. These guys are out here on the track right now already practicing and getting those finals runs in here before we get everything started off. As you guys know, we'll do our usual intro. There it is, CSG Vitus Parc. That is Season 4, Round 5. We'll hop right into our rules for the evening, and that is, please be kind and respectful of others. That's chat, VC, Discord, all those things. And then judges calls our final scoring is based on 100 points based on line, angle, and X factor. Bracket for tomorrow night for the battles is created using your qualifying score from tonight and an FDC. No monetary prizes. Remember, this is all for entertainment and fun. Mods reserve the rights to warn, kick, or ban drivers due to behavior or unsportsmanlike conduct, but overall, have fun, good luck. We're going to see some very interesting runs out there tonight. Already know it. But let's get that down and out of here. Realized I was on the wrong screen there. There we go. Other than that, the big talking point of tonight is going to be our line map. This is what it looks like from the aerial view. You're going to see out there we have 9 zones. That's 3 outer zones, 3 inner clips, and 3 touch and goes. There are 3 touch and goes back to back across that straight, which is going to be necessary to maintain that speed, but with a mix of angle coming across to give yourself enough momentum to get over that outer zone 2, which is our bridge out there. So coming into outer zone 1, judges are going to be looking for consistency of angle and proximity to that wall. As you come out of there, we have our back-to-back touch and goes. Touch and go 1, 2, and 3 on the straight. Coming across our first inner clip into our second outer zone, which is our second D-cell zone out there. You'll see these drivers as they make their way across that outer zone 2. They're going to be cinching up that angle, utilizing that D-cell zone, and helping them get through that inner clip 2 and 3, and then onto our final outer zone and across the finish line. But other than that, let's see how these drivers are doing out there. We'll have a call back to pits here in just a moment, and we'll start running them. I would say our tricky areas of the track here tonight are definitely going to be that outer zone 2 coming across the bridge. It is very easy. You don't just set yourself up just right. You're going to be hitting some very odd angle coming across that bridge. Even so, more with our battles for tomorrow night. There's the track for you. We got the cone man Kyle already out there trying to get himself positioned amongst the cones there, his fellow brethren. But we'll see him get settled in there in just a second. We'll start sending these guys. Looks like our first driver of the night, it's going to be qualifying for us here today, is going to be Zolt. See his name pop up there on the left in just a moment. And Cone Man's having a little bit of issues getting settled there. You should see him in position in just a second. Saw a little bit of the behind the scenes magic of the Cone Man Kyle there. Popping through the ground. It's nice. Looks like we got our first 5 qualifiers here. We keep those lobbies nice and neat and tidy. Low amount of drivers. Hopefully less interference for these guys out on the track here tonight. All right, driver's ready. I'll see it from the Cone Man. Right off the bat, maybe a little bit of issue there, but we'll get him sent on his way. There we go, as he's off. We're all sleeping over. Here he goes into the corner. Coming across, nice solid fill out across that wall. Huge, massive zone coming across those touch and goes. 1, 2, and 3. Trying to line himself up, set himself up, and getting nice and deep onto that bridge zone. We are allowing rumbles on that outer zone here tonight. As he goes smooth sailing and across that finish line. A solid run there for Zolt. Up next, we got Nolan Stanley. Let's see it. Where I had him. There we go. Ugh. Don't worry, folks. Judges got their own secondary cams running right now, but this is just for you guys at home taking a look at everybody else running out there on the track. Huge amount of speed here by Nolan Stanley, utilizing it, coming across the bridge there, filling out that second, third, and final outer zone here. They come across, and across the line they go. Nice. Up next, we got Michael Trabb sitting at the line. All right, and here he goes, Michael Trabb. Massive entry into that first zone. A solid fill out coming across. A little bit of bobbles here and there, but still early on tonight for the qualifying. Let's push their way across, utilize that rumble a little bit there, hitting that second decel zone, really cinching up that angle and coming across our last inner clip and final outer zone, going a little wide there with a little bit of tire drop, but no harm, no foul out there. Up next, we got Garrett S. That is AOM Arizo. Let's send him. Back and forth on the touch and goes, keeping that speed and that angle, coming across here and into that final bridge zone with that final decel zone. That's where I was going with that. Here we go. Coming across and to that final outer zone, going a little wide. We've seen it by a few people here tonight, but no harm, no foul. Made it to the end, and next we got Omer Bagdatali. Let's send him. I'm sorry about any mispronunciations out there on the track. Doing our best. A lot of names, a lot of names. Got a few updated liveries out here on the track too. Omer being one of them. Put those final updates in here before the last 2 rounds of CSG. You can see us here this weekend and 2 weeks from now. All right. And that wraps up our first group. We're looking for group B now, for server 1 to be loading in, everybody else to be loading out. Nice, simple, to the point. These guys practicing away on the track. We've seen them throughout the week. I've popped in here and there, catching some of those cameras and seeing what these guys been up to. Give it a quick moment out here on the track for these guys to load out and our next group to load in. They do get a little bit of a practice lap in here while everybody loads in, so we'll see them doing that. But then we'll have our official lineup and get them ready for scoring. All right, as we watch these guys go across here, I'm gonna pull up our line map here real quick so we can take another look at that. Got some stuff to do on the back end here real quick, but should get that squared away in just a moment. All right, sorry about that, everybody. We're back here. We'll take a look at some of these guys running out here on the track. A little bit of a GUID assignment issue there, but looks like we got sorted away. Alright, here we go. We got funds out there on the track. In that VDC GT86. Guys, tearing up some tires out here. It is a high-speed track with some technicals right there at the end. A lot of speed being shaved off and hitting some massive angles coming around. Here we go. Another livery update out there. Jaden Wright. JW Performance. Got some nice chrome wrap on there. It looks like we are getting our lineup here. We'll have our next group of guys again ready to run out here tonight. gonna be CDT Powell. Is a new entrance into the competition here, rocking one of those stock VDC 3.0s. Nothing wrong with them, but popping in, getting some action on that CSG drift here. One of these guys finish lining up here in just a moment, and we'll be ready to send them. These guys going wild with their hoods and doors. All right, looks like drivers are ready. We'll start seeing some lights out there from our cone man, CDT Powell. First one starting us off here for our second group of server 1. Let's see it. Little loss of angle there on that outer zone 1, but coming across these 3 touch and goes, that's 1, 2, and 3 into our first inner clip and across the bridge here. Really cinching her up. Nice fill out on that inner clip 2. And onto our final inner and outer. Definitely seeing a lot of drivers here tonight going a little wide on that final outer zone, but harm no foul. They'll get Powell a qualifying score here tonight. Up next, we got Jaden Wright. JW Performance. Let's see it. There we go. Jaden coming into that outer zone 1 with a nice solid fill out. Saw some clips coming from him earlier this week in Discord, as well as that start screen. Bit of a issue there on that transition, but a solid full fill out on that final zone, and across the line he goes. Back to our line, we got Funds rocking that VDC GT86. Let's see it. A little bit of a shallow initiation there, but getting himself across there, keeping those tires in that outer zone 1, coming across our 1, 2, and 3 touch and goes. Zip it across our outer zone 2. Nice full angle there coming into that inner clip 1, 2, and onto our final outer. Keeping those tires inbounds, and across the line he goes. Solid stuff. Up next, we got Alex Thielsen. There we go, coming across into that outer zone, Alex Thielsen. Saw a little bit of corrections there on that outer zone, no harm there. As we come across through there onto that outer zone 2 with a nice full fill out coming across our inner clip 2, 3, and onto that final outer zone. Up next, we got Michael V. AOM Blastoise. Let's see it. Nice solid set and forget angle coming through there. Now onto our touch and goes. Very easy to over angle on this last touch and go, but you definitely need that speed coming through there in order to hit this outer zone 2. Coming across inner clip 2, inner clip 3, and onto that final outer zone. Looking nice, neat, and tidy out there by Michael V. Up next, we got Talha in a VDC BMW. Let's see it. Another new entrant to the CSG Drift series. Everybody's welcome to join. If you're joining in late to the season, you do have to just keep in mind that you're stuck with the VDC stock 3.0s. They're a mighty fine pack of cars. Huge angle coming across there. A little bit of issue with stretching out that inner clip one to that outer zone two, but keeping her on the track and across the line. Solid stuff there. Let's head back to our cone man that's just hanging out there. We're gonna have our next load in. That is gonna be a group 3 now. Waiting for these guys to head on out of the server and then load back in. We'll see some more practice laps, and then of course go on to those official qualifying runs. Looks like Fizzlenog is going to be starting us off with that next group. Got Serene out here, staff member, giving it a whirl. And across the line he goes. Hop on board with somebody else here. Maybe we'll mix up the cameras a little too. See what these guys are looking at. Well, looks like most of those are interior. There we go. It's always a mystery hopping onto people's cars, checking out those onboard cameras. Solid stuff out there. Nice little hood view camera. Slapping on that GoPro, checking out what it looks like. See the mass amount of distance that these drivers have to make across, and then cinching up that angle, coming across that inner clip, set himself up nicely for the final 2 zones here. Solid stuff. We got Vitus. Looks like we may have gotten our back to pits here. You guys are gonna start lining up. Fizzlenog starting us off there. Lead of the pack. Got Anthony Norfolk right behind him. Liam Suzuya Autobody, Daniel Camacho, Vitus, and then of course Braden S. AOM Swan. All right, looks like we are lined up. Everybody's settled, and we'll see Kyle, the cone man, trigger those lights, and we'll send Fizzlenog on his way. Let's send him. Fizzlenog with a nice solid fill out across that outer zone 1 into the touch and goes back and forth. Inner clip 2, 3, and into our final zone. Keeping it nice, neat, tidy, and inside those lines and across the line for Fizzlebog. Next, we got Anthony Norfolk. Let's send him. Rocking those AOM flags on the back. Zooming. Into our touch and goes back and forth here. Very easy to lose control on those, but giving yourself those speed, get across that outer zone 2 and into our final 3 zones here. Going a little bit wide on that inner clip too, but across the line for Anthony Norfolk. Next, we got Liam Suzuya Auto Body. A little bit of a struggle there on the intro of that outer zone 2, but pulls it in for the second half of it, getting nice and deep onto that zone as we come across the bridge into our outer zone 2. Huge amount of speed. Oh no, and that does end up sending him off. We'll see Liam back here for a second chance at it at the end of our groups in server 1. Next, we got Daniel Camacho. We got those lights. Let's send them. Nice, cool, calm, collected fill out on that outer zone 1. Coming across our touch and goes 1, 2, and 3. Nice solid fills through here into that inner clip 2, 3, and across our final outer zone. Daniel Camacho. Up next, we got is RM. Let's see it. On that custom GT86. Nice deep fill out coming through there, almost scraping along the wall as we come into those touch and goes. Going very wide on that first one. He's got to pull it back together here a little bit, get composed to make himself cross that line and across that bridge. We go with the inner clip fill outs and onto our final outer zone. Solid run there by Added. Next we got AOM Swan, Brayden S. Let's see it. What the judges like to see out there is nice consistent angle coming through that while maintaining that proximity to that first outer zone wall. As I've said before, set it and forget it and make their way around it. Be the best chance to get the most points from that angle judge. Here we go, coming across and a solid run there for Swan. That puts us back to the Cone Man for final loadout. See these guys leaving out the server. We'll see Liam Suzuya Auto Body once more for a rerun here at the end of server 1. We have 3 servers to get through here tonight. Few people not able to make it to CSG here tonight, so I do have a shorter driver list here tonight, but should make it nice and easy for these guys that are sitting in server 3 waiting their turn. Oh, and Serene making a massive hit there on that outer zone 1. Seemed to have gained his composure going back through the rest of the course here as we wait for some of these guys to load in. In our next group, we have only 4 drivers here. We got Gambit, Dylan Davis, another new entry to the competition here, Terrence G, and then Sim Cave. Might as well have Liam stay in or hop in as well to this group. Terrence G also with the updated wrap on the car out there, looking mighty fine. There's Gambit out on the track. Getting that practice lap in right before we get the call back to pits. You'll see them getting ready. Let's have Nathan Vieira as well. He's gonna be leading off the group here. Just another minute or two and we will that call and get everybody lined up and ready to go. These guys getting lined up, making room for the other guys to hop in there. But wait for the go ahead from our staff members, and we will get sending these last few drivers to server 1. All right, just working through. All right, looks like we got the go ahead from the staff here. Got a few guys. All right, looks like we are ready to send them. Gambit here. Let's send him on his way. Making sure we give these drivers the adequate amount of time to get into the server and make sure we ain't missing anybody. Here we go. Gambit with a solid fill out across that first outer zone. Hitting our touch and goes. 1, 2, and 3. Get himself nice and settled coming through here with a cinch up on that angle, a little bit of a check up there, and then coming around into our final 2 inner clips and across that final zone, right on the line and across the finish line he goes. Solid run there for the Gambit. Next we'll have Terrence G. Be making his way up. Seems like he did head back to pits there for just a second, but we'll see him pulling out onto the line here. All right, got them all settled up at the line, ready to go. Terrence G. Let's see it. A little anxious at the lights there, but on the way he goes into that first outer zone. Oh, with a little bit of a bounce there. That is unfortunate stuff out there for Terrence G. We'll see him just a second retry that once more. Looks like up next we have Brandon Surratt, aka Sim Cave Media. You guys seen him before. Let's see it. Rocking that VDC 3.0 Corvette coming across our first outer zone. Onto those touch and goes, back to back, a little early initiation there onto that second touch and go. Doesn't seem to have upset at all as we come across with a nice fill out on the air clip 2 onto the third, and of course our final outer zone. Even on the track and across the line, a solid run there for Brandon Surratt. So we'll see Terrence G and Liam giving another shot here. We'll let them do some practice. Everybody else can head out of the server, and we got the last two guys here in our server 1, and then we'll be heading over to server 2. Let these guys get one more practice run in here, get things squared away. We'll see these final two drivers, Terrence G, Liam, Suzuki Auto Body, getting in those final runs here tonight. Back on board with our Kyle the Cone Man. First up at the line here, we got Terrence G. Send him on his way. There we go. Second attempt here by Terrence G out on the track tonight. And it does look like we may have missed it there. Here we go. Nice solid fill out on that first outer zone. Judges got their cams going as well. Those my apologies, everybody. As he comes across that outer zone 2. 3, and on to that final zone. Terrence G with the qualifying score here tonight. Next we got Nolan Stanley Sending them. Our back-to-back touch and goes onto the third one and across that inner clip. Huge speed here by Nolan. And across the line. Liam Suzuya Auto Body. Let's send him. Solid fill outs on the touch and goes, coming across to that outer zone 2. Nice decel. They rip across and across the line for Liam. Finally up, we got Jaden Wright. JW Performance. See those lights, send him on his way. Across the touch and goes. A little bit of angle loss there. Coming across. A nice fill out onto that outer zone 2. Keeping it very tight on that inner clip. And across the line for Jaden Wright. All right, so we're going to be heading over to our next server. I'm going to pull up our line map as just kind of some filler here as we get that nitty gritty stuff out of the way. And we'll be loading in over there. If you guys are in server 2, we're looking for group A to be ready to go. Alright guys, and we are back into server 2 right now. Everybody out here furiously practicing away. Let's get this out of the way. We got Jiwon Lee here we're on board with. Guys all trying to get their last possible practice runs in here before that Quali bell hits. And oh, we do have a massive smack out there on the track. Staff members are loading in, and we should back to pits as well as trimming of everybody that doesn't need to be in right now. Looks like our first group is going to be starting off with Ian Hayes Twist, Valerie Purewall, AOM Lugo, Lablon Tattoos, and Jiwan Lee. Triptymine is the start of Group B. So everybody from Terran all the way down to Jiwan Lee are going to be our drivers here in this group. Looks like we're having a little bit of issues out there. A lot of guys bouncing around right now. So we talked about stabilizing the servers, making sure we got everybody who's in and ready to go. Here we go. We got Darren in the custom RX-7. Ripping around the track here, getting those practice laps in, and we'll have a call back to pits here in just a moment. Right on the line there and across. Lugo. All right, looks like we do have them starting to line up in order here. See that in chat podcast. Yeah, the new FD rules are pretty wild. Tandems only. Of course, they sprung that on us halfway through the season. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Pretty crazy in my opinion. I can't imagine competing in Formula Drift and randomly getting paired up with somebody and having to run tandems with them. It'd be very expensive. Just saying. Just saying. I know they're all very talented drivers, but all right. See, check on our staff here and we'll send them. I'm kind of split on it. I think it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. All right, drivers ready. We're gonna start sending them. We got Terran first in his custom RX-7. Let's see it. Making his way down the track. Hear that rotary scream. A little bit of a shallow fill out there on that outer zone 1, but no harm, no foul coming across the touch and goes. 3 of them, 1, 2, and 3. Huge speed coming across that outer zone 2. That's what you need as cinches up that angle. Coming across our final inner clip and our final outer zone here. Across the line. Solid stuff. Up next, we got Ian Hayes, aka Twist. There he goes. Nice solid flick into that outer zone 1 with a nice deep fill out. Oh, something happened there. And unfortunately, well, lost control of the steering there. Hit those. We're gonna have to summon somebody out there to see if he's all right. We'll see him running for a second time here, though, in a little bit. Not too far from now. Up next, we got Belroot Pier Wall. Let's send him. Solid fill out across that outer zone 1 into our touch and goes. Nice check up on the angle coming out of that outer zone 2 into our 2 inner clips and onto that final outer zone and across the line. Belroot Pure Wall. Up next we got Lugo AOM. Let's send him. Solid fill out across that outer zone 1 and onto our touch and goes. Coming into that outer zone across the bridge. Getting himself set up with some nice angle coming across that inner clip 1. Very tight. And coming across our final outer zone, keeping those tires on the track. Solid run there for Lugo. We got Lab 1 tattoos. Also got an updated livery out there. Makes his way down the track. Definitely a little shallow on that fill out. Bank can take you by surprise. Doesn't look too steep until you're right on top of it. Comes across that outer zone 2 into the inner clip 1, or sorry, inner clip 2, and onto our final 2 zones. Lab 1 tattoos and across the line. Next we got Jiwon Lee in that RTR Mustang. Let's see it. Nice consistent fill out across that outer zone 1. Back to back. Touch and goes and into our inner clip. Hitting those brakes real hard there, keeping that angle and coming across those final 2 zones. What a heavy vehicle out there running those Mustangs, at least in my opinion, but Jiwon made it look easy. Across the line they go. Solid stuff. We'll have our next group loading in. Waiting for our next load in here, we got Triptymine, Legacy Melitix, May 86, Ethan Turner, Nana Peel, and Murph Terps. See these guys loading into the server here shortly. Cone Man did get disconnected there, but he is coming right back. Keep us company here at the start line. to see Militix here, making his way down the track for a practice lap here. We're going to hop on to some onboard here. Well, there we go. He's sitting in the passenger seat with him. May 8-6, rocking some practice laps as well. Solid first run there for May out there on the track. Guys, definitely make it look easy. Coming across that bridge can really throw some curveballs at you if you don't have yourself set up and the car settled before hitting into those inner clips. So we got Trippy Mine there. We'll go on board with it. As you can see there, a little relentless on that corner. You don't have the speed needed to get through that. It can be rough going. All right, looks like we got them lining up here. We'll make sure that got everybody in there and get the thumbs up from the staff, and we'll start sending them. Tripty Mine going to be starting us off here in this group for our qualifying. All right, we got the thumbs up and lights going. Here we go. Tripty Mine starting us off. Ooh, Tripty Mine getting a little caught up on the wall there. Gonna have to see him once more. Militix gonna be up next here. There we go. Few of these guys having some issues out there on the track. Okay. All right, we got May 8-6 at the line. Let's see it. Huge speed coming into it. Nice flick across that initiation line, filling out that outer zone one. Back to back on those touch and goes, going very wide on that second touch and go, but making that speed to come across that outer zone two, filling out that outer zone one, and does look like a little bit of a trip up there. Guys having some struggles out here on the track tonight. But no worries, we'll see them once more for a second go of it at the end of these groups. Up next, we got Nana Peel rocking that VDC Corvette. little unsettled across that first outer zone, coming into those touch and goes. Locking him up a bit to get that angle. Oh, massive angle coming out of that inner clip one. Definitely some speed to be shaved off, and he goes off the track. What a solid first half to his run. Unfortunately, didn't shave enough speed there at the end, causing Nanapeel to hit some of the grass. Next, we got Legacy Murph Terps. Let's see it. Huge throw in. Definite set it and forget it on that. Coming across those touch and goes. Nice checkup coming out with that outer zone 2 and on to our final 2 zones. Legacy Murph Terps across the line. Solid stuff out there on the track. All right, we'll give them a second to get our next groups loaded in. Those of you that did unfortunately make it off of the track there or into the wall, we'll see you guys at the end of server 2. They'll be coming up shortly here. Fortunate for Nanapeel out there, it was looking very fine. Just a little bit too much speed on the second half of the course there. Next group going to be Johan Garcia, Jay Babcock, Carlito Spicy Johnson, and Luke Versma. Watch Serene out here getting some practice laps in while these guys load in. We're about halfway through tonight for our drivers. The judges will start hammering away those scores. Those will be posted up by the end of tonight, and at least by the morning. And then we'll have those servers allocated for you guys all day tomorrow to get some practice in and have those battle servers built out for you. Johan Garcia hopping on board with him right now. See right there the checkup that's needed to get around that inner clip 2. Setting himself up nicely for those final 2 zones. Definitely utilize those braking zones on that outer zone 2. Getting nice and close to that wall by the Corvette there in the VDC. Sim Magic livery on there too. Very nice. We should be seeing these guys probably making their way to the line here. Practice laps out of the way. We'll get these guys rolling for their official qualifying scores. All right. Looks like we are all ready to send him. Johan Garcia starting us off here tonight. Flipping that hood. The lights are going, and he's on his way. It's actually a revisited track from season 3. If you guys remember it, it's reskinned a little bit to you know, meet the updated graphics and whatnot for the competition. We had a lot of fun hosting it last season for you guys that we figured we'd do it once more. This track put together by one of our staff members, Stylex. Taking a little bit of a fantasy track and making it a reality. And oh, Johan going off the track there. A little too much speed coming around that final outer zone. Who's looking nice and spicy throughout his run. We'll see him back at the end of this server group. Up next, we got Jay Babcock. Nice, solid initiation. Going into that outer zone one. So X Factor judges will be looking at that as well. You guys coming in with the commitment into some of these zones. You come across, taking it cinched up there. Trying to keep her moving. All right, through that last final zone. A little bit of struggles on those last two zones there for Jay Babcock, but gets him across the line with quite the show of an entry there. Up next, we got Carlitos Spicy Johnson, rocking a VDC 3.0 Corvette C6. Let's see it. Nice flick into that outer zone one. Getting himself nice and set up. Increasing that proximity on his way out. Coming across the touch and goes. 1, 2, and 3. Onto the bridge here. Utilize that decel zone and across that inner clip one. Flipping it back around for our last two zones. And a nice setup there for Carlito. Solid stuff. Next, we got Luke Bersma. Nice flick into that zone, coming across a little bit of adjustments here and there, but coming across those touch and goes. Keeping it nice, neat, and tidy and on the track. Ton of speed coming through here. Utilize that, shave it off, get himself cinched up for those final three zones, and looking nice out there. He extends out a little wide there, but across the line for Luke. Solid stuff. All right, and we will have our final group loading in here, which does only consist of 3 guys. We got Water, It's Dank Prince, and Brian T. Give them just a moment to get everything situated over there, and we'll have them running some practice laps again and get them going on their qualifying score here tonight. Serene lining up again, putting in those laps. Nice solid fill out coming across those touch and goes. Seems like after those few practice laps there, Serene's got it locked in and ready to go. Here we go. We got It's Dank Prince out here in his custom Viper. Solid back-to-backs here. This is Johan Garcia right here. Saw him put down a very nice run. Unfortunately, just had a little too much speed coming out of that final zone. And seems like he has corrected and ready to get that quali score out of the way. Looks like practice laps are out of the way. These guys are getting ready to line up, get those quali scores going. Water going to be leading us off here. And Ed Stank Prince and Bryant T. These guys will be running, and then we will see our zeroed runs, giving it another go out here on the track. All right, let's send them. Water out here in that VDC 3.0 BMW. Ooh, very unfortunate start there. Probably a little bit too much speed coming in there and missed that initiation. You'll see him give it another go here in just a moment. But up next, we got It's Dank Prince in that custom Viper. Let's see it. Solid fill there, coming across. 1, 2, 3. Definitely a little bit of struggles out there for It's Dank. And that'll put him for another rerun there. Or a rerun, I should say. We're gonna let some of these guys that are getting these reruns here. We got Ian Hayes, Tripty Mine, Melitix, May 86, Nana Peel, Johan Garcia, Water, oh baby, that was loud. Gives you guys just a moment to get in, and then we'll be moving on to our third server of the night. Looks like we're just waiting on 1 or 2 more here, and we will be all set and ready to go. You guys trying to figure out where to place their cars. We're a little close to the pits here, as where to line themselves up there. Checking with our staff member, make sure we got everybody in. All right, Jay Babcock starting us off here. He makes his way down the track. Huge flick in there, a little bit of a bonk there, but he saves it coming around that outer zone. Getting spicy out there. Back and cross, those touch and goes. Got a lot of speed coming in there. It unfortunately missed that inner clip one. Making his way around. Clip two and across that final outer zone. Jay Babcock. Next we got Johan Garcia. Nice solid initiation coming into that outer zone one. Big angle coming across those touch and goes. See if he can retain that speed coming around into our outer zone 2. Onto the final 3 zones here. And a very solid finish there for Johan. I'm sure he's feeling great about that, as we did see a little bit of a hiccup there at the end of his run previously. Up next we got Ian Hayes, aka Twist. Hucking it in. Holy. Leaving inches to that wall and his bumper. So we come across those touch and goes 1, 2, and 3. Solid little check up there, setting him up for those inner clips. Ooh, going a little wide there, but makes it across to grant him a qualifying score here tonight. Up next, we got Water. Let's send him. Don't forget, fellow drivers, as well, to not load out until everybody is gone, as those can cause some little server hiccups here and there. Ooh, and it does look like Water's having some issues out there, unfortunately. All right. Up next, we got It's Dank Prince. Rocking that custom Viper. Let's see it. Dank pushing through. Very shallow on that first outer zone. He does have a little bit of a limitation on power out there on the car. I believe it is only coming in at about 890 horsepower, if I recall correctly. Doing his best out there as we come across through that final zone. And that'll get him a qualifying score here tonight. Up next, we got Legacy Melitix. Let's see it. Yeah, don't quote me on that horsepower number. That was going off a memory thing, so. Ooh, Melitix having a little bit of issues coming across that first outer zone, but gets it into the zone as we come across this section here for the touch and goes. Oh, baby. And unfortunately, hitting the wall there. Granton is 0 out there on the track. Up next, though, we got May 8-6. Let's see it one more time. Whipping her in there. Nice, solid. Set it and forget it angle coming across that outer zone 1 into our touch and goes. Shallow there on that outer zone 2. Unfortunate, but keeping himself on the line and across that finish line. That will at least grant a score here tonight. Up next, we got Nana Peel. Nice, solid initiation there. Keeping it nice and safe on the wall, but not scraping by there as we come across through those touch and goes. Nice setup on the outer zone 2 there by Nana Peel. Just has to keep it on the track for this outer zone, and he does it. And across the line for Nana Peel. Solid stuff out there. There's a relentless track out there that looks like that is wrapping us up there for our second server. We are gonna head on over to our final server of the night. Bunch of guys waiting over there ready to rock. And we'll put that line map up like usual so you guys can take another look at that. I see that, Dank. Yeah, 848 on the Viper. So I had it in the 800 range, all right? Oh, man. For that kind of power, man, it was a great show. Great show. All right, we are over into our final server of the night. Easy guys practicing away right now. Let's get that line map down and out of your faces. Guys, furiously practicing away here. Slowly painting that track black. Well, looks like our first group here going to be leading us off is going to be C-Note, Togesar, Hydra, Donahue, Joseph, and Magic Johnson, and Wolf. This is like the DMI server right here. These guys, we are loaded up. DMI team. Yep, just 18 more drivers to go. Now we'll wrap up our qualifying here tonight. Don't forget, battles are tomorrow night, same time, same place. Let's see these guys duking it out for that podium position. Let me tell you, tandems on this track get a little wild. How's the Cone Man doing? I think the Cone Man doing pretty good out there. He's lined up ready to go. He's blinking at us. Look at him out there. Hop on board with some of these guys out here. We got Wolf Pup. Oh yeah, got some floorboard cams there, but we're back into it. Like I said before, DMI C-Note gonna be starting us out here tonight for this group. Let these guys get their little practice runs in here, but it looks like we got them lining up right now. That's C-Note, Togesar right behind them, a Hydra. Q and done. Looks like we are just about ready to start sending them. One more rolling out of pits here, and we'll see those lights coming from our cone man. This is DMI's C-Note starting off the group here in server 3. Let's go. Here we go. Good old-fashioned 3, 2, 1 there, but he's on his way. Nice big entry there. Coming across those touch and goes and into our first inner clip and across the bridge. Check up there for that decel zone. Around the last 2 zones, right on there and across the line for C-Note. Next we got Togesar. Let's see it. Nice solid initiation there by Togesar, coming across that outer zone 1 beautifully. Minimal corrections there as he came around. Nice solid fill outs through the touch and goes across the bridge here. And across our final zone, and a solid run there for Togue. Up next we got Hydra. Let's see it. Another nasty flick coming into there. Back to back on those touch and goes. Give a check up there, coming out of that outer zone 2 into our inner clips. Cross that final outer zone right on the line, and that's Hydra. Nick Joseph up next here. Going completely sideways into it. What a solid initiation there, and a fill out coming across the touch and goes. A little bit of a check up there coming through into that inner clip. And across the line. Next, we got another DMI, Magic Johnson. Here he goes. Little shallow on that outer zone 2, but saves it coming around there, barely in. And then unfortunately dropping some tires there on that outer zone, but across the line. Next we got Hobby Slides. Nice solid fill out on the outer zone 1. Coming through the touch and goes. RV slides. Nice solid fill out across that final outer zone. And that'll get a quali there. Next we got DMI Wolf. Let's see it. Solid fill out across that wall into the touch and goes. Back on the inner clips and into our final outer zone. Nice and close to that line, but not over it. DMI Wolf. Solid stuff out there. Have our next set of guys be loading in here. We got Tristan Towers, DMI Mark, DMI Habino, Seth Miller, let these guys load out and our next group loading in. There we go. Got Seth Miller here. Go on board with him. And of course, our one and only Code Man. Baby, Seth Miller throwing some attitude into that outer zone too. Love to see that. Get nice and close to that wall. Holy. Back at the starting line here. Tristan Towers, DMI Towers, is lined up, starting off this group for us. Like I said, this is the server of DMI, guys. right, driver's ready. See those lights go here? Towers right here. In that custom vet. Coming around with some solid angle coming into that first outer zone one. Onto our touch and goes. Moving it on the track and coming around here. Whoa, with a little too much speed and holy. I have to send somebody out there to check on them. We will see towers once more at the end of these groups. Next, we got DMI Amino. Let's see it. Oh, unfortunately, taking it very on the inside there. Coming around, a little bit of a bonk there, and off the track, we'll see him once more. Like I said before, with at the end of these groups here. Next, we got Seth Miller. Let's see it. Nice initiation coming into that outer zone one. A solid fill out. Onto our back-and-back touch and goes. See how it goes for him on that outer zone two. A very nice fill out from him before. Keeping it a little bit safe there, nothing wrong with that. And coming across that inner clip 1, 2. Onto that final zone right on the line and across the line for Seth Miller. Solid stuff. Got Jay Elgud sitting here at the line as well. We'll send him on his way. Little adjustments here and there, but setting himself up nicely for those back-to-back touch and goes. A little bit of a correction there, but he makes it in just in time for that inner clip 2 and our final outer zone and across the line for JL Good. All right, so we got some guys loading out and some new ones loading in here, and we will be on our way here. It's like we got a total of 6 more drivers plus 2 for some reruns here so far. About 8 drivers remain. Solid run there by Serene. And there they go, starting off their practice laps. Got everybody loading in. Next we got Will Hurst, aka Gone, William Holloway, Bread, Lizzie Snowden, Tyler Duck, T-Swizzle. Then of course our reruns are going to be DMI Habino and Tristan Towers. May have spotted the shadow of the helicopter there. There is an active helicopter on this map that hovers around. Pretty wild. Decided to leave it in. Didn't seem to have too much of a FPS performance. It's very low poly. Probably see that tomorrow with our man Spawn's FPV. Gonna be flying around. Getting some of that sweet, sweet drone footage of these guys battling it out for those podium finishes. Fred and Serene out here. Hitting some doors. Let's go. Very unforgiving course for a chase driver. A lot of corrections have to be made coming around, especially that zone right there. Handled it very well. We got Tyler Duck out there on the track, getting to that practice lap in, as well as Gone right behind him. He's putting down solid outer zones here. You can see Gone in the background there. On board with Will Hurst here. You can see the amount of angle pulling across that inner clip too. Really shave off a lot of that speed coming into those final two zones. Gonna be good. All right, we'll wait on staff to give that call to back to pits, and we will be ready to send these guys as they line up. Will Hurst going to be starting off the group here, as we saw Jay Elgood go in that previous section. Just be about set to send them. Looks like we got one more rolling out of the pits here. We'll get the thumbs up. Looks like we got Will Hurst going to be going up first. Then we got Bread, Lizzie Snowden, and Tyler Duck. Let's send them. Nice snappy initiation by Will Hurst here, coming across into those touch and goes. Keeping it real tight, coming across that inner clip 2, onto our inner clip 3, and onto our final zone. Across the line for Will Hurst. Next, we got Bread. Let's send him. Nice solid outer zone 1 into our touch and goes. looks like a little server side on my end. We'll have to check that with the other staff members, but up next we got Lizzie Snowden. Let's see it. Unfortunately, looks like a little bit of issues out there. We'll see Lizzie Snowden give it another shot here in just a moment. Last up, we got Tyler Duck. Nice flick coming across that initiation line. Get himself set up in a nice position on that outer zone 1. Come out of it into the touch and goes. Solid fill outs coming across those and into our final outer. He pulls it across the line. Tyler Duck. All right, looks like we're gonna have our last call for drivers here. We do have some reruns for server 3. That is gonna be Tristan Towers, DMI Habino, and Lizzie Snowden. Guys get a practice lap in and we will send them on their way. Looks like we got them lining up. We did unfortunately lose our cone man once more. I don't know about you guys, but it has been the week of internet issues on my end. I feel like that's the case for most of continental US. All right, looks like we got them set. Drivers ready, and we will see Cone Man flash those lights. Let's go. Donique Joseph going out there for second attempts here. Hitting those touch and goes back to back and into first center clipping across the bridge, getting nice and tidy right onto that wall. See how it finishes out here for him. Do our final outer, keeping it nice and clean on that line and across. Solid stuff. Up next, we got Tristan Towers, DMI Towers. Let's see it. Fortunately, had too much speed coming in. Seems to have gotten it squared away, coming across. Inner clip very wide there, dropping a tire, but pulling it back in. Let's just try to get some numbers on the board there, and he does it across the line and solid stuff. Up next, we got Lizzie Snowden. Lazy Snowden across the touch and goes. Whoa, right onto the wall there, scraping through. Onto the final outer and across the line for Lizzie Snowden. Next, we got Nehemiah Habino. Nice solid fill out coming across the back, touch and goes. Final two zones onto the inner clip two and across that final outer. Nehemiah Habino. It's a qualifying score out there tonight. Next, we got T Swizzle. Definitely something going on there with the initiation. Maybe getting a run in here. Not sure. We'll definitely see it again though here, so we'll head back to our cone man. Gonna get a last call for any of the drivers out there. We got T-Swizzle coming back up here for another run added for a qualifying score tonight. Maybe the one finishing us off here tonight. That is their last call for drivers for qualifying. Drivers ready. Let's send them. Unfortunately, that was a pretty big hit there for T-Swizzle, but appreciate you guys coming out here tonight for our qualifying for CSG Season 4, Round 5 at Vitus Parc. Appreciate you guys so much. Judges are going to start hammering away at those scores. We'll have those posted up tonight, as well as battle servers will be updated tonight so that you guys have all day to practice tomorrow before 9 p.m. Central Standard for round 5 battles tomorrow night. This is CSG Drift, guys. I appreciate every single one of you. You guys have a good rest of your night.